the usual environment for the more seated, physical-based live streams that we do. And we'll see, this might be my last live stream before Christmas. I might change my mind, but we'll see. So if you've been joining me this year for my live streams, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I am so looking forward to a break and some holiday time, and I've also really loved making these videos this year, so I just want to thank you for joining in, and feel free to continue using them as you need them, or share them with others if they might need them or want to see them. And yeah, I hope you've had a good year. Today I learned this hip opening psoas stimulating stretching exercise the other day, and I thought I might share this with you before the year is up. It's quite strong, it's quite powerful, and before we go into it, I have a little bit of water as usual. Hello, whoever's jumped on. Before we go into this hip opening and psoas stretching exercise, I just want to give a heads up, because I noticed myself opening up through the hips, through this part of your body, can be quite strong and powerful, especially when it comes to the nervous system and releasing stored stress. Some people call it survival stress, and even emotional trauma. And sometimes we might, especially if there's a lot of tension and stored energy or emotional stuff that we've locked up in our hip area, sometimes it can be a bit emotional, a bit sensitive, and a bit triggering. So before, or just take into consideration when doing these exercises, that it could bring up some emotions or vulnerability for you. And if that's happening, just decide for yourself whether you want to continue or breathe through it, and just don't push yourself too far if it is bringing up a lot of stuff. And if you're noticing it is bringing up emotion or discomfort even, but it feels okay to keep going through it, just gently move yourself through it and trust yourself to know when enough is enough, when you've kind of done enough stretching out that I go, you know, this is all my body needs. Sorry, clearing my throat. Or this is all I can handle emotionally, or I feel, oh my God, my throat. This is all I feel that my nervous system can handle in this moment. Okay, so on this particular phone I'm using today, it doesn't do the horizontal sideways kind of live stream. So I'm going to lie on an angle so you can see my body as we're in this position. God, my voice has just gone from being up here to like doo doo doo. So you can see me in this position where you can see at least most of my body as we're doing the hip exercises, but I won't be like lying down this way because my head will be cut out. So I'm gonna have a little bit of water. Do so as well if you have some. Wow, it's amazing how much my voice has dropped. Okay, so you're gonna be lying down on your back gently with your knees up. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable. Just find an angle where I can see. Yeah, that's all right. You can see at least the parts that matter. Okay, so lying down on your back, your feet are about hip width apart and your knees are pointing up to the ceiling, to the sky. You can have your feet in a little bit closer as well if you want to, but hip width apart is generally fine. So from here, just resting your hands somewhere comfortable. Gently tuck through your chin so the back of your neck is elongated, the back of your spine is kind of open. Relax through your hips, and very gently what we're going to do is opening the right knee out to the side and let it come as far down as is comfortable while keeping your left knee directly up to the ceiling. And then just gently closing it and making sure you're just gently breathing and bringing that knee together and then opening down. Keeping both hips grounded on the floor and then bringing it up. And we're just going to keep doing this for a little bit. Breathing as you're moving, just gentle movement. So pay attention to how your muscles are feeling as you're doing this opening and closing. So you might get a little bit of like shaking in the inner thigh as you're doing this. You're keeping a kind of slow and concerted movement, so you're staying kind of really present with it. If you feel like you want to go a little bit faster, that's okay too, but just gently open up, really allowing your knee to open as far down as is comfortable without pulling on the inner thigh muscles where you're kind of pinching or, you know, pulling those muscles too hard. So just keep doing this. And you're just looking directly straight up. Couple more times, bringing the knees up, back together when they come back up to the ceiling. And a couple more times with this one. So this apparently is really opening up and stretching out your psoas muscle through the stomach area, through your back. And apparently this assists with vagal tone. And vagal tone assists with your vagus nerve, which is what allows for the nervous system to regulate in a more efficient way. So when you have good vagal tone, what I've been told, what I've learned is that, you know, if you go through a stressful experience, I'll just do one more time on this knee, then I'll bring them both up to center. If you go through a stressful experience, just breathing here while I'm still talking, and you say you go into a flight state or a fight state, your ability to bounce back into a regulated state is going to be much more natural. You're not going to stay in those dysregulated states as long if your vagal tone is good. So it's almost like having good elasticity. That's not literal, but generally through your nervous system to be able to expand into stressful states and relax back into a more regulated state. So it's just having capacity to move between different states in a natural way where your body will almost start to self-regulate because it's normalized that regulated state within. Okay, we're going to do the other side. If you want to take some water here, mostly I just take water because my voice gets dry. Okay, so we're going to do the other hip, the other knee. So lying back down. Okay, resting your hands, head facing up to the ceiling, and then just gently opening the left knee out to the side, and then bringing it up, back up to the right knee, keeping the right knee pointing up to the ceiling. And breathing as you're doing that, keeping both hips on the ground as you open the left knee out to the side. Just allowing the knee to open as far as is comfortable for you. And breathing here. Staying aware of how you're feeling through your pelvis, through your hips. And a few more times on this left side. Just keep gently opening and then lifting right back up. Remember to breathe. You can breathe in and out through your nose or through your mouth. Couple more times. Alright, one more time. I notice I've reached my point of tolerance, how much I can handle now, so I'm not going to go any further. Okay, and now we're gently bending this right knee, drawing it in towards your chest, opening it out to the side of your rib cage a little bit, and then just kind of eye of the needle thing. So opening and resting your right ankle on your left thigh. Now just work with your body and see how comfortable that is for you. You might have your knee still sitting in close if there's a lot of tightness or tension through your hips, or even if your bones are positioned in a way where that bend doesn't happen as easily. I mean, generally speaking, it's going to open up, but sometimes you're going to your bones are going to kind of hit. When I'm saying that, I'm thinking about how there's no bone to hit right here, but this can happen in your arms, so just ignore what I said, but just pay attention and don't try to force this knee any further than it wants to be. So for me, it's quite comfortable being open. And from here, what we do is just placing your right hand on this right knee and just gently pressing this knee open. And letting it gently come back. You can even pull it back if you want to, but just pressing it open. So we're stretching out through this part of our hip, which is that psoas muscle, and allowing it to come back. I just want to keep doing this for a few rounds. I'm really allowing that knee to extend as much as is comfortable without pulling too tight on the muscles. So you want to be able to breathe, you want to have a sense of space and comfort without too much tension. Couple more times, really stretching that out, keeping both hips grounded on the ground, breathing into your belly, and just feeling through your belly area. I'm going to do one more on this side because I'm reaching my own personal point of tolerance. If you want to go a few more times, you can. Just breathe here, let you catch up. And then when you're ready, I'm going to do the same on the left side. So bending through your left knee, opening that out, placing the left ankle over your right thigh, left hand on the left knee, and then gently pressing that knee down. And allowing it to come back up. So you could cut from the outside as well, like I said before, and push it out and then pull it back up. But for me, just the pressing seems to work. And breathing here. And really allow that stretch to happen, like you're really pressing it out, you're feeling that stretch through your lower back, through your belly. You feel that psoas muscle a little more tangibly, or at least I do. I'm going to do that a few more times. Okay, 2 more times. Okay, coming back to center very gently, unhooking that foot and then gently hugging both knees into chest. So I'm just going to come back into view a little bit more. Hello, anyone who's new. And hugging your knees into chest and gently rocking left to right. Breathing into your belly. So you're just kind of gently massaging through your lower back. Letting your breath flow into your belly and hip area. And this rocking helps to relax your nervous system as well. Just relaxing your whole body. Any movement across the midline of your body kind of tends to help with regulating and stabilizing your nervous system. Okay, a couple more times, rocking left to right. We're going to come back to center here and just closing your eyes. Just breathing here into your belly, so just relaxing into this position. And really breathe down into your hips. So let that breath create expansion through your belly, which kind of stretches out through your hip muscles, your buttocks area. Just breathing here. Allowing your breath to press against your top of your thighs. Couple more breaths. Relaxing your feet, your shoulders, your jaw, your mouth, your tongue area. Just a few more breaths here. One more breath, so really allowing your system to relax into a kind of more meditative state. Now if you want to, and if you're lying down, I was going to do this seated, but I think lying down would be even better. Just resting your legs out, down along the ground, so you're kind of lying down flat on the ground. For anyone who hasn't seen my face, the way. So we're just going to come to a finish here, just to allow your body and your lower back to kind of open up, lying down. So just wriggle your hips around, placing your palms facing up to the ceiling, about 45 degrees away from your body, tucking your chin so your spine and your neck is elongated. And we're just going to take a few breaths here just to rest through your spine and relax your system. So really letting yourself relax here. Just focusing on your breath. Just going to stay here for a few moments. Just breathing. Allow your legs to be heavy, your arms to be heavy. And soften through your jaw. And just allow the weight of your body to really sink into the ground. We're just going to breathe here a little bit longer. Just resting here. Just notice your breath. Noticing any sounds around you. And just feeling the weight of your body on the ground. 3 more breaths here. If you'd like to stay longer than the 3 breaths, you can do that as well, that's fine. Just for the sake of this video. So couple more breaths here. Just noticing anywhere you might be gripping or holding muscular tension. And just see if you can make yourself relax that a little bit, just through noticing it. Okay, so while still lying here, gently open your eyes and wriggle through your fingers and toes. So just making kind of little movements through your fingers and toes. And you can kind of twist. You don't have to lift your foot up, I'm just showing you. Twisting through your ankles while you're lying here, just to kind of reawaken some movement gently. And then gently bring your knees up towards the ceiling again. And roll them over to the right side, curling up into a little curled up ball. And then slowly place your left hand on the ground, lifting yourself up. So find yourself seated. We're essentially kind of finished today, but it's always nice to finish off with just sitting up for a moment and just kind of checking in with how you feel. Just to finish off, I'm going to do like a little prayer position just because it helps. It feels good emotionally, but it helps to center the left and the right side of the brain and kind of pull that attention into balance. So prayer position, thumbs plugging into chest. 2 to 3 breaths here. You can close your eyes if you want. Just really relax and soften through your hips as well. Soften through your buttocks muscles. One more breath. Okay, gently relax out of that. And if you're still here, thank you so much for being here and for watching, and I hope you gave it a try. And if you're watching the replay, I would love to know how you felt doing that exercise. It's a fairly new one for me. I mean, it's something that I teach in yoga classes and have done for a long time to a certain degree, but applying it through this specific lens of that repetitive stretching of the psoas and how that assists with your nervous system, that's a new thing for me. So I'd love to know how that feels for you. And I hope you have a really good end of your year, and if you celebrate Christmas, I hope that's half decent for you and fun, and you find some fun, and at the very least I hope you find some relaxation and space and peace. And joy is also good, and love is good too. So thank you for being here, and I will see you soon enough, maybe sooner than I think, but we'll see. So thank you. Okay, bye bye.